So the quarterback does a really nice job of making decisions on when to run and when to throw.
So the quarterback has the final say.
Yes. So what makes this offense fun as a quarterback, but also very stress-inducing to some extent, is the fact that he doesn't get a playoff. He's got to make the right decision all the time. As I always tell the quarterback, everybody's success is dependent on your decision-making.
Okay, you played quarterback.
Yeah, through high school.
All right. Would you consider that a plus for you going forward?
I think it's a plus in terms of I know what goes through his brain and what he's seen.
Right. No. I'm saying, do you think that's a plus for the quarterback going on to the next level?
Oh, yeah.
Having that option for himself.
Oh, with him making those decisions?
Yeah.
100%. We run a college-level offense.
Welcome to the Wildcat Show, featuring your head coach of the Camden County Wildcats, Travis Rowland. Not tonight, though. We have a special guest. We have Mr. Grant Alford, the OC for Camden County Wildcats. And this show is brought to you by the Bennett Automotive Group. Thank you. And we want to talk about the game last week against Eastlake, 57-33. We want to talk about the run game, the pass game, special teams, defense. Could you roll us through like the TDs and the scores, if you could?
Yeah, you want to pull it up on the screen here?
Yeah, if you would.
Well, first of all, I mean, we played pretty well in the first half, especially. Biggest thing that we were able to do was we were able to connect very early on in the game. The biggest thing is as we got going early on the first touchdown here, we had Will Jackson just pulling the ball on a keeper. Did a really nice job of reading the DN, just taking the ball around the edge here. And then the big thing that we always preach in our program is getting vertical. So when he runs the ball here, once he pulls it, he just gets vertical and is able to split the defenders and then just let his athleticism do the rest. So it was a really nice play. It was something that we were able to really work on because we need to keep teams honest. You have the back shot here. Does a really nice job of just getting vertical and going. And those are the things that we need to have happen as a quarterback, not just keep them honest in the pass game, but also in the run game. So that kind of set us off. And then we get down in the red zone here. This is the touchdown to Trent. He does a really nice job here. We pull the ball. Will doesn't panic. They take the first defender. They're right there in the flat, and then we just able to curl around there on the edge, and he makes a nice throw. So easy catch. Yeah. Later on in the game, again, we're kind of doing some of the similar things here. We're just running inside zone, and then we do a nice job getting great push up front here with the offensive line, and then we're able to finish it there, and I believe that's Antoine there finishing the play.
Find a crease.
Yep. And that's a big piece of that, man. We're always trying to get vertical so that in that way, defenders are just bouncing off the sides of us. Here again, running the ball, just a quick little hitter. And again, just finishing vertical, getting upfield, let our offensive line promote their physicality, and then we're able to make a nice play there. So what's great about this is we're doing it in different ways.
Right.
Which is huge. And then now, putting the ball back in the air again, giving Shawn Green an opportunity to go up and go get it. Yeah.
What's so funny about that? If you watch the game the game the week before,
yes,
the exact same play, the exact same jump, everything. Great ball, great catch.
Big philosophy is take what the defense gives you. So if they give us something that I like, I'll go back to the same call if it's there schematically. So he does a really nice job on that. And what I like about it is he places the ball where only the receiver can make a play on it.
So what are we looking at as far as percentages of run pass the last couple of games?
Well, we're usually about anywhere from 65 to 35 run to pass.
Right.
Play call, I actually call more run than pass.
Right.
We're a heavy RPO team. So the quarterback does a really nice job of making decisions on when to run and when to throw.
So the quarterback has the final say.
Yes. So what makes this offense fun as a quarterback, but also very stress-inducing to some extent, is the fact that he doesn't get a playoff. He's got to make the right decision all the time. As I always tell the quarterback, everybody's success is dependent on your decision-making.
Okay, you played quarterback.
Yeah, through high school.
All right. Would you consider that a plus for you going forward?
I think it's a plus in terms of I know what goes through his brain and what he's seen.
Right. No. I'm saying, do you think that's a plus for the quarterback going on to the next level?
Oh, yeah.
Having that option for himself.
Oh, with him making those decisions?
Yeah.
100%. We run a college-level offense.
Right.
So our whole mindset is now a lot of coaches won't put the game in the hands of a quarterback like I do.
Right.
I mean, not a lot of people throw car keys at a 16-year-old kid and say, don't wreck it.
Right. So he don't have to look. He don't have to look to the sideline and you telling him specifically.
We call a play. It's a concepts.
Right.
And then he has the decision on what to do with the ball.
How hard is that for a high school?
It's very difficult.
Okay.
And that's why I'm so difficult on the quarterback.
Right.
The more that I put on his plate early on, the more the game slows down.
Right.
And when we get throughout the season, as long as I put him in the right position schematically, as long as he makes the right decision, it's very difficult to stop.
Yes. Gotcha.
But it does put a lot on him, no doubt.
Right.
And then here, this is Coach Rowland's famous Rhino package. Where just go big bodies, put everybody up front, get vertical, run behind the meat of the O-line there, and just go. And that's Jude Daily there making the play. So, again, what I like about this is it does help promote the physicality that Camden County should be always known for.
Right.
And that was one of the last scores that we had of the game. So that was a really nice play, and that's how it started.
Okay. So how about on the defensive side of the ball? What do you got? You got any clips?
So on the play that I know you guys were talking about, some of the big plays that the defense was able to make.
Right.
Which was nice about that was I think we had, 3 interceptions in that game?
Yeah, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, so we were able to really do some great stuff. I'm sure defensively, Coach Thompson, I'm sure was pretty proud of what those guys were able to accomplish. This was the first interception by Shawn Stevens here, being able to lock up the wide receiver, just coming down with the ball.
The ball's right there. He looked back. That's the greatest thing. I've seen improvement from game 1 to game 2. Him looking back for the ball.
Yeah, and they work on that stuff every day. I mean, granted, I'm on the offensive side of the ball, but they do a really nice job of that. And again, going against our offense in practice, it gives them a lot of practice on being able to do those types of things.
Right.
The second interception, I believe, was done here by Will. And it was a really nice play here by number 5 here. Just a great play. And I think what was awesome about this, just from an offensive standpoint, is this is a halfback pass, and he stayed
home.
There you go. And so he makes a nice play and then is able to get vertical and get some more yards. So that was a really nice play. And then the last interception was on this one right here. And again, they're able to pursue.
Oh, that's good pressure.
Yep. Make a play and then just go up and go get it. Attack at its highest point. That's Cedric Davis right there.
Cedric Davis. What grade is he in?
He is a junior this year.
Okay.
So we're young. And a lot of the guys that are making plays for us are young, which is exciting. No question about it. So there are your big 3 plays on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay, so we're going to go to the offensive player of the game, and that's brought to you by your friendly, local State Farm agent, Jane Brown. And we're going to go with Trent Hamilton. Mm-hmm. Trent Hamilton went for 6 catches and 95 yards and a touchdown. The one catch, I don't think you have it on here, but the one catch that he caught with the one hand.
I do have it.
Do you have that?
I do have it.
Can you run that back?
I absolutely can.
You can run that
heck of a
back?
play.
Yeah.
Coach Alford doesn't usually get upstairs quite often and get up on the feet, but I got to tell you, that play got me up on my feet.
I heard that.
That was a heck of a play. What was also good was the quarterback put it in a spot where he could catch it. But this is the play where Trent does a fantastic job of just being able to get vertical. He takes an inside release. We try to promote outside release on this, but still he restacks the defender. Will puts it in the spot that he can catch it, and he just is able to stick that one hand out and just grab the ball. And then what was great is he kept going.
Well, I think the greatest thing for me is the game before he dropped the wide open one because he was wide-eyed with the crowd and stuff, but it shows that he's growing up and he was able to put that behind him and make a great play.
Yes.
And so that's the growth that you see in this kid.
Yeah, and because we're young, those things help build the confidence. As the confidence continues to grow, it makes our offense more dynamic.
No doubt.
So it was a heck of a play by him.
Yeah, great job by that kid.
Yes, correct.
Yep. All right, we're going to go to the defensive player of the game, brought to you by the Golden Owl Agency, All-State agent, Nick Shupop. And the defensive player of the game will be Will Payne Johnson. 10 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and an interception.
Well, the great thing about that is when the defense is able to force turnovers, it puts the offense back up on the field to get more scores.
No doubt. So we're done with that game. That's the pass.
Yes.
Now we move on to West Broward.
Right.
West Broward is coming to us. They're 0-1. But they played like the top team in Utah.
Corner Canyon.
Right. The team that beat IMG last year at home. And I watched their coach's show, and he was talking before that game, and he was talking about all the players that they have. So on the offensive side, he was saying this whole offensive line. He got one kid that's 6'6", 310. He got one that's 6'4", 283. He got one that's 6'3", 290. The center is the smallest one. He's 6 foot 250. And then he talked about his quarterback. He said his quarterback for 3 straight years has thrown for over 3,000 yards.
Okay.
3,000 yards. Okay, and his name is Brandon Mincy. He has a running back named Amos Bradford. He said he's a stud. Wide receiver that's a stud, C.J. Mitchell. And he has like 3 or 4 wide receivers. But on the defensive side of the ball, he says his defensive line is young.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a young defensive line, but he like him. But his son, I think his son got to be the linebacker. Coach is Coach McCartney. McCartney. And his son is Uriah, and he calls all the defense. But he got 2 defensive backs. Like one is like 6'3", 185 or something like that, 2029 kid. But he's supposed to be the top 2029 corner in the country. Mm-hmm. And then the other kid, I think, is committed to Toledo, and he's like 6'2". So, I mean, that's some length in that defensive backfield. And you talking about Florida speed.
Right. I think what would be good for us is to get a test like that. We respect every opponent that we play. The biggest thing is we always focus on what we do on our side of things. But the speed and some of the physicality that they're going to bring is going to be a really good test for us. So all we can do is control what we can do when we're on our practice field, watching our film, focusing on our standard. And every time that we keep going out there and doing those things, the rest will take care of itself. So they're a talented team. They got a lot of speed. They believe they got the cast to do it. So
and I also saw that they won the 7-on-7 at the University of Miami.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's
both sides of it. I mean, you have the offense that obviously can score in 7-on, but that means you're also stopping people in 7-on-7. So that's good. Like I said, it's a good test for us in that regard. We need that. Our kids need to see how we stack up against other kids that are highly rated, both from an individual standpoint, and then they were voted, I think, according to a few of the rankings, as one of the top teams in 6A football there in the state of Florida. So I think people need to not look at that school and think, oh, it's Florida address, we should be okay, we're a Georgia team, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, no, man, football's football. They got kids who can play. Our job is to try to do the best that we possibly can to make sure we put ourselves in the best position to have success. So it will be a good test for us, no question.
So what you're saying is this should be a good game Friday night.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to give bulletin board material, but I can tell you that in terms of what we're going to see the type of speed that even a lot of our region has to offer.
Right.
And you need games like that to help prepare for our region. Or if you're successful enough during the season, the playoffs. So I'm all for playing games like that. We need those types of games, and our kids need to be challenged in that way, just like I'm sure West Broward is looking at us as a challenge that's good for their kids.
But that's exactly what their coach said. He said they play this kind of schedule because they want to be tough.
Yeah.
Tough when they get into their playoffs or whatever.
Correct.
Because, Broward County has good teams, but like he said, private schools basically in Broward County, some of the city schools not as tough. So he knew he couldn't get games with those guys, so he went nationally to find players.
Which is awesome. I mean, Corner Canyon's a good program. They're a top 15 team in the program. They get all the best kids out of the Salt Lake City area. They're well coached. They're big kids. So I'm sure for them, that was a great game. And then now coming up here to Camden County, playing in a hostile environment, and the fact that we're having some success, and that's going to add to the confidence level of our players. It's another good test for them, and I'm sure they're looking at it like, this is going to be really good for us as we go down the road.
But Coach, since I have you here and you on the offensive side of the ball, I want to ask you about any young players that you see coming up, in the system that people should know about for the future.
Well, I mean, if we start top down, we are a young team offensively in general. If you want to go just by playing experience.
Right.
Most of our kids were first-year starters this year, outside
Right.
of Shawn Green and a couple of our backs that were rotating throughout the year last year. And part of that was due to injury, too. We lost Parks at the beginning of the year. He would have started for us, but he would have started in a different position for us, so that was new for him.
Right.
Our whole entire offensive line is young. Raone Howard, who's only a sophomore,
Right.
has really played.
He looks
extremely
good
well.
too, Coach.
Yeah,
He looks
I call
real
him a
good.
prototype. He's
No,
done a
he
really
looked
nice
good.
job.
He looked good. I watched him the other night. Just looked at him. I'm like, yeah, he looks really
Yeah,
good.
what I love about Raone is he's extremely coachable. Always wants to be coached. Always wants to watch film of himself. How
Was
can
he a
get-
basketball kid?
I believe he has a basketball background, so his feet are good as a result.
Right.
But his toughness has grown every single time he comes on the field, and he's also not afraid to be vocal.
Oh.
So when you hold other kids accountable, and then you're also producing,
Mm-hmm.
kids respect that. And so
Okay.
the fact that he's only a sophomore is pretty cool to see where he can go from there. Most of the other players on our offensive line are all juniors.
Yes.
So that also adds to that. Obviously, a lot of people know about the Will Jackson component. He's a junior quarterback. He's only started 2 football games at the varsity level. He's
2?
performed.
The last 2.
This is the last 2. He didn't start any games beforehand. So he's produced pretty well. He's completed 76% of his passes. He's done a really nice job so far.
76 is pretty well.
Yeah, and he's done a nice job on that. But obviously, there are some plays he's left on the field, and we have to clean that up. We're
Right.
always perfectionists at heart as quarterbacks and coaches, so we're very simpatico in that regard. And then obviously our receiving core, they're young too. Shawn Green's only a junior. Trent Hamilton's only a junior. Eli Rowe's only a junior. They're getting better as we continue to keep going down the road here.
Right.
And then, yeah, I mean, obviously some of the kids that are younger that aren't getting their opportunities at the varsity level yet, but eventually they will. Like Jamie Williams, he's a sophomore quarterback, but he's a dual threat type quarterback, and he could probably help us in other areas as well.
Right.
And then you got some other kids that are still kind of finding their way in the program in terms of what we want. But if you're asking me where the young guys are, I would say those guys are playing right now.
They're on the field.
Yeah, which is great because that just shows.
Are you making an excuse?
In terms of what?
I mean, if something goes wrong, are you making an
No,
excuse?
and I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah, I just need.
I tell our kids all the time, I don't look at your lack of playing experience as a crutch.
Right.
Well, we don't do that here.
Right.
And when I say here, I say that first and foremost in the offenses that I coach.
With you. Yeah.
I also happen to be at Camden County, which also has those expectations. So to me, again, it's a good marriage in that regard. But the kids are starting to understand more and more that we always want more as an offense. As a program, we're averaging 50.5 a game, which is fantastic. But we want more. We've left points on the field.
Right.
And so in the first 5 drives of that last game that we had against Eastlake, I mean, that was clinically worthy football.
Mm-hmm.
But then we went 3 and out on the 6th drive, and then we couldn't get it going.
So that's where you see the immaturity or the youngness of
it's the youth.
The killer instinct.
Yeah. And I have to do a better job as a coach understanding that I got to make sure I stay on them. Because now it's about getting better the next play, not letting them sit there and just kind of rest on their laurels and go, okay, one more drive and we're out of here.
Right.
I think if the kids, if I do a better job of that, the other coaches pick up on that as well. The kids will see, man, it's like, it's never enough. We got to keep scoring. And the answer is, yeah, that's the attitude you want to have because that's going to help you later on in the year.
And then the next level that comes in has the same mindset to do the same
yes,
exact
and that's
thing.
a program. A program is when peers are driving that force as opposed to always coming from the adult. Because I think peer pressure can be used in a positive.
No doubt.
Right. So as the kids continue to get better and better with what they're doing, and they're seeing the success that they're seeing, the younger kids are going to look at that and go like, so all that kid was, he worked hard in the weight room, he paid attention, he did what he's supposed to do during film, he worked hard on the practice field, and look at him produce. I could do that.
Yeah, you can't.
And that's a big piece of that.
You can't skip the work.
Right.
The work you get.
That's exactly right.
You got to do the work.
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
exactly
do the work.
right. So I'm very excited to see where our kids are going, knowing they've only had 2 games of football together, and they're growing together. And like today, we're watching film, and I can just tell the kids are wanting to watch film, not be like, a lot of kids are when they watch film. It's like, oh, dreading it.
And you had a rash of sicknesses last week.
Yeah, and we were able to produce with our quarterback practicing once. Some of our receivers were out, or some of our linemen were out, and yet we were able to go out and produce pretty well. But just to tell you, there I am up in the booth. I'm not remembering that. I'm sitting there thinking, no, man, we got to score as much as we can. And listen, when you're a perfectionist, you're a tortured soul because you're always going to think about what you could have done.
Our producer is like that. So I understand.
I can tell the mic's got to be a certain way. The screen's got to be a certain way.
Yes,
so, yeah,
sir.
sure.
Yes, sir.
That's a good thing, though, man.
Hey, Coach, man, I enjoyed you sitting in for Coach Travis, and I hope you come back sometime again. But this is going to be a tough game. We got a very talented West Broward team coming through, and hope to see everybody at Chris Gilman Stadium Friday night at 7:30. Thank you.
Look, back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen